Since ancient times, society has observed with curiosity, and sometimes suspicion, the attraction that younger women feel for older men. It's not just a matter of status or financial availability, but of deeper feelings, stability, security, and a sense of protection that a more experienced man can provide. Yet despite these natural advantages, many older men make fatal mistakes when interacting with younger partners, compromising any chance of building a genuine connection. Today, I'll show you how to avoid these mistakes, so you can make the most of your maturity and experience more fulfilling relationships. First of all, I want you to think about one thing. If you have often felt alone, misunderstood, or discouraged by your previous relationships, you are not an isolated case. Carl Rogers, a pioneer of humanistic psychology, argued that empathic understanding is the key to any true relationship. Sharing your feelings, even those of insecurity, can become a bridge to a deeper connection with the other person. This is even more true if the woman you are interested in is from a distant generation. Opening up, showing vulnerable parts of yourself, can break down preconceptions and foster a sincere encounter. If you truly want to grow emotionally, don't be afraid to expose yourself. Mistake number 1: putting women on a pedestal. Some men, when faced with a much younger girl, idealize her to the point of seeing her as unattainable. In doing so, they put themselves in a position of inferiority that takes away all their charm. Women, regardless of age, do not want to be treated like trophies, but recognized in their authenticity. If you treat her like a deity, you will end up looking like a servile worshiper, and the seduction will fade. The antidote is to cultivate an equal dialogue, in which there is room for curiosity about her as a person, not just as a young icon of beauty. You should not belittle her age, but neither should you attribute special powers to her simply because she is younger than you. Show yourself ready to discover her interests, her dreams, and her fears, keeping your identity firmly in place. Mistake number 2: downplaying or hiding your age. How old are you? Is the question that terrifies many older men. Some try to evade the answer, others appear awkward, giving the impression that the anographic data is a defect. In truth, if you are not the one who feels confident about your age, how can the woman be? Approach the question naturally, and when possible, with a pinch of self-irony. Sigmund Freud said that the ability to laugh at yourself is a sign of inner strength. If you show that you have nothing to hide, you will appear more authentic, and therefore more attractive. Being older does not mean being old, but having lived long enough to understand who you are. If she notices that you wear your years with pride, she will be more inclined to consider the age difference as a simple detail. Mistake number 3: focusing on money as a lever of seduction. It is true that financial stability can be an attractive factor, but many men flaunt it as the only topic, offering expensive gifts or luxury vacations right from the first meeting. In doing so, they invite the other person to be more interested in their wallet than in their personality. Erich Fromm reminded us that mature love is based on balanced giving and receiving, not on a relationship of economic dependence. Rather than presenting yourself as a benefactor, bring out your values, your interests, and your way of conceiving life. For example, tell them what drove you to choose your career, or what passions animate you outside of work. In this way, money simply becomes a framework of stability, and not the central pillar of the relationship. Mistake number 4: taking on the role of mentor. Many older men, to showcase their experience, pour out unsolicited advice, as if the younger woman were a pupil to be educated. This approach risks smothering any spark of flirtation and turning the conversation into a lecture. If you want to share your wisdom, do so discreetly and listen to the other party's ideas too. The freshness of a youthful perspective can be surprisingly inspiring, if only you give it room to express itself. Seduction is a mutual exchange of points of view, not a teacher-disciple relationship. It shows that, Even if you are older, you are still open to learning. Mistake number 5. Pretending to have a youth that no longer exists. Trying to dress like a 20-year-old, adopting forced slang, or a trendy haircut can arouse embarrassment rather than attraction. In fact, women perceive this act as insecurity. A man who knows how to enhance his style in a way that is consistent with his age, with a sober elegance and a personal touch, is much more attractive. Maintain vitality and curiosity, but do not trade your authenticity to chase youthful trends. Many appreciate the idea of an older partner precisely because of his difference. Do not erase who you are in an attempt to seem closer to her anagraphically. Mistake number 6. Monopolizing the conversation with your own businesses. Listing successes and achievements at work or in your personal life too often makes you appear narcissistic. You have certainly taken important steps in your life, but a solid relationship is based on dialogue and mutual listening. If you do all the talking, the woman will end up feeling like a stranger to your world. On the other hand, remember that she grew up in a different era, with her own cultural and social references. Listening to them can open up horizons you didn't know existed. Seduction feeds on curiosity, not monologues. Offer interesting ideas, but also let her tell her story. Mistake number 7. Neglecting self-care. To say that, at my age, the head is more important than the body, is only partly true. A person should not dedicate themselves to physical fitness or their appearance exclusively for aesthetic reasons, but neglecting them completely can communicate disinterest in life. Basic attentions are enough. A proper haircut, good hygiene, neat clothing, and some healthy habits. Showing that you care about yourself is a sign of self-esteem and respect for those around you. Remember that the age difference is only one of the many elements of a relationship. Presenting yourself in a well-groomed way says a lot about your vision of the world and your desire to remain active and vital. At this point, it is good to remember that all these behaviors, excessively idealizing the partner, fearing the age issue, waving money as the only winning card, acting like a master, flaunting an exasperated youthfulness, talking only about oneself and neglecting one's appearance, signal a lack of authenticity. And yet, the mature man has great advantages on his side, a wealth of experience that can make conversations profound, an inner security born from tests already overcome, and the ability to calmly face challenges. If you understand and correct these mistakes, you will finally be able to enhance who you are, transforming the age difference into an opportunity for mutual enrichment. You don't have to become a serial seducer, but learn to communicate your essence without masks. Show yourself with your wrinkles, your passions, and your memories, while remaining open to the novelties that a younger person can introduce into your life. Relationships work when both parties feel they have an active role in building a bond. It is in this reciprocity that interest, complicity, and sometimes love are nurtured. As Friedrich Nietzsche said, "Become what you are," a challenge that requires courage and honesty, but which can lead to real harmony. We have come to the conclusion of these reflections. If you recognize yourself in some of these dynamics and want to continue exploring the inner universes that shape our relationships, subscribe to the Fiamma dell'Anima channel. Here you can find precious ideas for your personal and sentimental growth, thanks to videos that address topics such as self-esteem, empathy, and building solid relationships. If you think this video could help someone you know, do not hesitate to share it. Together we can spread a culture of authenticity and mutual respect. Thank you for dedicating your time to this journey. Remember that being mature is not a flaw to hide, but a value to wear with pride, especially in a world that tends to idealize youth at all costs. The true strength of a mature man is not in boasting about his years, but in knowing how to integrate them with the freshness of each new experience. If you feel like learning more or want to share your story, leave a comment. you might discover that you are not alone, and that you have a lot in common with those who are reading. Thanks again, and see you soon on Fiamma dell'Anima.